Hi everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Living the Yogi's Life, where I share with you the tips and tricks of how to translate the lessons learned on your yoga mat into your daily life. Today I want to talk with you about change. So many people come to the yoga practice to try to change their lives, to get more flexible, to get more fit, to open their minds, to heal something, and they want to change fast. However, the body doesn't always change as quickly as our mind would want us to change. In fact, the body is like a reservoir of all of our subconscious thoughts and all of our emotions, those which we consciously feel and those which we don't necessarily consciously feel. So as you begin to do your yoga practice, what's so important is that you give your body the time and space it needs to heal, the time and space it needs to open or to be stronger. Don't rush the journey. Don't make it happen too quickly. This is somehow what I think about in my practice, is that however long I've been working one particular pattern, like let's say before I started yoga, I was primarily reading books, I was an academic, so a lot of my pattern was to have my shoulders hunched a little bit forward and read and type on the computer. However long I've been working that pattern, I give myself exactly that amount of time to undo whatever patterning is already in place. So up until I started yoga, and I started when I was 22 years old, I'm going to give myself all of that time, 22 years working one pattern, to undo it, to empty the cup, to sort of become more free and more happy inside of my body. If you run the pattern too quickly towards a new change, you run the risk of injuring yourself by pushing yourself too fast, too soon, and rushing the journey. Here's how I think about the whole practice of yoga. Inside of your heart, you almost have like a garden. And whatever thoughts that you think, you plant seeds of those thoughts into the garden of your heart. Now, how you water those seeds with attention, with awareness, and with consciousness will determine what type of plants grow in the garden of your heart. The yoga practice uses asanas, uses the postures just to reflect within you so you can see what kind of garden you've been planting up until the current moment. So when you do your practice, you get to see, these are the type of thoughts I've been thinking, this is the stress that I carry around with me, and when you begin to desire change, the way to think about it is a little bit like tending to your garden. Remove all of the old weeds, take away all of the old plants, all of the old thoughts that are creating negative behavioral patterns inside of your life. They're creating patterns of suffering, and change those slowly and consciously, just like you would tend to your garden, and plant the new seeds of consciousness, plant the new seeds of compassion. Every time that you practice, be patient, be a kind and patient gardener. Just like if you go into your garden and you would plant a bunch of roses or any flowering plant, you wouldn't go outside and yell at the plant because it wasn't producing enough flowers. You would give it patience, you would give it time, you would give it nurturance and sustenance, and give it the space to really grow and open. Think about your yoga practice like that. Use the asanas as a mirror so you can see what type of thoughts that you keep inside of yourself, and then be inspired to plant the new seeds of compassion, the new seeds of change everywhere in your life. Don't rush the journey, don't rush the process. Just use the asanas as a mirror. If you force your body to change too quickly and too soon, you might actually do damage to your body. And for what purpose? They're just asanas. It's just your yoga practice. The main benefit that comes from this is when you can be a more compassionate person, a more happy person in every moment of your life. Whenever I get the idea that I want to build a new pattern, I can be a little bit impatient. Right now I've pushed my right wrist just a little bit too quickly because I'm trying to undo a pattern of a little bit too much tightness and a lack of flexibility. So whenever that happens, you go too quickly, too far, too soon, you got to take a step back and give your body the time and space that it needs to heal. Just like that in your own life. Whenever you see a new direction moving, you want to change your habit pattern, you want to change your life radically, remember, small incremental change, 1%, 2% every day. It keeps you humble, it keeps you kind, and it keeps it possible along the way. Your body responds to patience, just like, again, you're watering a garden. That garden is inside of your heart. I hope that you're inspired to do your practice every day. Namaste.